Hey builders, Brick Ratty up here with another one of my mocks, this time the monstrous man thing. I've already posted an instruction video for this on my channel, but I have made a couple of different changes since I got the parts for it. We can kind of go through some of the articulation details, and if you want to build this on your own, the instructions link will be in the description. This build has some height to it. Here's a minifigure with Cyclops. Definitely not teasing my next build video in any way. And here is a big figure with Thanos, so you can kind of see the scaling. It is about one minifigure taller than a big figure, but for being somewhat of an interdimensional monster, I would hope that it is a bit bulkier than Thanos, or even the Hulk. This actually isn't my first attempt at building a Man-Thing. This is one of those characters that I originally wanted to build back in 2014 or 15-ish. I had some of those dark green vines from the Indiana Jones Saw tank that was from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but I just was limited by the amount of green pieces that I had, so I had to abandon it. And I'm very glad I came back to it and that Werewolf by Night used this character. I think it is one of the more fun monster designs that's unique to Marvel. And LEGO just has a lot of great plant pieces that work very well with a swamp creature, just like this. Like I said, I did make some changes. One of the things being the feet. I made him a little bit shorter just because I thought he was a little too tall and not as bulky as it is right now. And I also changed some of the, tentacle builds from my original design. While I was drafting this build, I was trying to use these vine pieces for the head, but I just think they're way too thin, especially having the two eyes right next to each other like that. Using this piece makes it a lot more obvious that it is just the two round studs. Using a thicker bar piece like I ended up using here creates more of a separation in the face. I did end up using some of those vines though to decorate the figure around the back and everything. I think the back turned out really great with all of the plant detailing. And unfortunately, I had to keep in mind articulation, so I couldn't decorate the front as much as the back because I have a feature where the head moves. And if I bulked up the torso too much, these tentacle pieces would snap off just because these action type pieces aren't super sturdy when they're put together like that. They do end up falling apart sometimes. And one of the good things about this build and most of my other builds, you can get these pieces directly from LEGO with their pick-a-brick system. And I purposely went through the catalog when I was building this just to make sure that you could easily build this yourself. Here is that spiky vine piece and also one of these other plant pieces there, just kind of show you what they would look like. I originally used one of these for that more trunk-esque one, but unfortunately with the eyes, there isn't enough clearance on the jumper plate there. So that's why I ended up going with this all the way around. And I just think with the curves, it just creates a more natural look and is more organic because of that. Something else in my original instructions that I missed, as I had just a normal slope piece on the arms, but you do end up needing these curved ones so the arm can bend a little bit, but you can move the hand half of the arm up and down a bit, and the fingers can move. Unfortunately though, the hand doesn't rotate, but I do feel like this is one of those figures that you would just kind of want to set up somewhere, so that isn't the biggest deal. You can put a clip or one of these pieces at the end of the thumb, put it back on, and I just put Man-Thing in a bit of a dynamic pose. With those flame pieces, it's perfect for putting a minifigure right there, and just shows him burning at the touch of Man-Thing because he fears him. The overall articulation, the arms are on a ball joint that is pretty covered with some foliage. I did a cool thing with this plant piece in a Wolverine claw in green. All over the place, as you might have been seeing, I put some of those flower pieces just to add some decoration. The head can rotate, but it has this clip piece on there that is a square stud, so it does bump into the back a bit, so you'll have to kind of take that off and rotate it, which isn't a big deal to me. On the legs, there's a ball joint at the hip sort of area, as well as mid-leg, so you can bend the feet and put him standing tall, or you can put the legs out and kind of have him squatting down. Something cool is I use one of those rope pieces in green just as like a vine wrapped around him. It's a bit freestyle and again is optional from Pick a Brick. These rope pieces are kind of expensive at $2. It's definitely the most expensive piece that I used. Overall, I'm very happy with this build. It might be a little bit oversized if you're interested in a Werewolf by Night man thing, but I think this is a very great product if you're looking for something that'll be a bit posable and look great on a shelf. I might play with a future design for this. When I was building this in studio, I thought that this mech piece in green might be kind of a cool look, but it was a little too hard to develop an idea for it in the program just because the dimensions of this is a bit goofy. But I think if you got the head hanging off of it in the right position, I do think that this could provide for a nice hunched back look. I'll definitely keep looking into this in the future, and if I come up with a good design, I'll post another video for this. Till then, like I said, instructions are in the link in the description. If you like custom Marvel builds, I have a couple on my channel. I've been Brick Radiop. Thank you for watching.